Hi everyone and welcome back to Sonya's Prep. This week's video is going to be all about how I'm going to get ready to meal plan for Shabbat and Shavuot. This Shabbat is going to be a little bit different than how we previously do it. Right after Shabbat ends on Saturday night, we're going to go straight into the Jewish holiday of Shavuot, which means there's going to be a lot of meal planning and a lot of coordination. For me, it's quite overwhelming, so I love to have my lists and my guides. I've written everything down and I thought I'd share it with you, especially after so many of you have requested it. So if you're new here on this channel, let me just introduce myself. My name is Sonya and this channel is all about my Orthodox Jewish life. I take you along on all these little facets of my life where I share my kosher meal plans, my Shabbat meal plans, my motherhood journey and organization. If you enjoy these types of videos, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. Now let's get into the video. Starting off with our shopping haul. This is just a portion of it. The fresh produce will mostly be brought tomorrow. So I have a bunch of pastas that I have here. I'm going to be using this penne for the actual holiday. The rest I just wanted to stock my pantry because it was getting pretty bare. A few cartons of eggs. I love these croutons for salads, and I got these croutons also for Caesar salad. So I use them interchangeably, but they're really nice and cute. They stay crunchy really well. I needed to get more vinegar, so I have regular white distilled vinegar there. Some orange juice, black truffle oil, and some soy sauce. So just a tip, I always try to buy two, one that I can actually use and the other one that I can store in my pantry so that I could always have things on hand. Same thing here with the paprika. And my husband looks like he got chimichurri seasoning. I wonder what I can make with this. If anybody has ever used this seasoning and they know how to use it, let me know in the comments down below. I needed a bunch of butter because we're going to be using a lot of dairy recipes, some almond milk, some heavy cream for my dairy recipes, olives. I prefer to get them in glass jars. I feel like they taste better. And then I needed some more milk, some green tea and mango juice, graham cracker crust to make my cheesecake with, some yogurts, cream cheese, another type of yogurt, frozen crust. This is the type that I use for the broccoli quiche that I want to make. I think there's two in here. Yeah, there's two in here. So I need a lot of onions. I'm going to be making French onion soup. Baby potatoes. I'm going to be using this for a recipe in the holiday as well. Some greenhouse grown broccoli, which has no insects inside of it, and that's what I'm going to use to make my broccoli quiche. Some baby kale spring mix, which I'm going to be making my salads with for Shavuot. Some strawberries, grapes, and I have a bunch of cold cuts and meat over here. This is the type of kani that I use. A lot of you were confused as to how it could be kosher. It's fake crab meat. It's not real crab, and it is certified kosher. I have the rack of ribs here. I only buy it when it's on sale. Then I have my minute steaks and another roast over there as well. And that is it for my shopping haul. So as you can see on the screen now, here is my entire menu guide from Friday night until Monday lunchtime and all the meals that we will be cooking. I am hosting a bunch of people. My in-laws are going to be staying with us, as well as my brother and sister-in-law with their 3 kids. And I'm also going to be having guests on top of that. So whatever you're going to be seeing now looks overwhelming, but it is feeding a lot of people for, I think it's about 6 meals, not including breakfasts. So it is a ton of food for a ton of people. So Shabbat is going to look pretty much the same like I would normally host Shabbat. We have a fish entree, a soup, a main, and some salads. All of these recipes you can find on my channel already. I filmed most of them. Whatever I have not filmed, I will film hopefully and release it right after Shavuot. What's different about this holiday is that after Shabbat comes out, we are allowed to use a fire to cook our meals. So if we've left the fire on, we're able to cook like regular without turning off the fire. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room, so I don't have to cook everything in advance. But my personality, I just do enjoy cooking in advance, so I don't have to be rushing. I just want to enjoy my time with my friends and my family on the holiday. So I try to get as much of the prep done as I possibly can ahead of time. My goal for this meal plan is making things and freezing them if it allows. So my quiches, my challahs, my muffins, I will all be prepping them ahead of time and putting them in the freezer so that I can quickly defrost them when I need them. For all of these recipes, I will have it linked in the description box. I will link videos to each recipe so that you can easily find it. So don't forget to check out the description box for all the recipes that you want to see. So starting with Friday, my plan is to have an herbed brown mustard salmon. I've never made it, but I want to hopefully make it this Friday, and I will hopefully record it all for you. It looked gorgeous in the cookbook that I saw it, so I cannot wait to make it. I'm also going to have a barley and lentil soup with lots of greens and herbs, and hopefully I'll record that for you as well. The rack of ribs that I plan to make, I already have up on my channel, and it is just always a hit whenever I make it. It falls off the bone, it's full of flavor, and it is truly amazing. So don't forget to check that out. Bahsh is always a staple in our house on Shabbat. The kids enjoy it, the adults enjoy it, so that's definitely a must-have for us. Oshtuki is another family favorite. I haven't made it in a very long time, and my oldest son has been requesting it. And oshtuki, if you don't know, is stuffed grape leaves. So I'm going to make that ahead of time. I'm going to roll each of the grape leaves, put it into a Ziploc bag, and freeze it until Friday, when I'm going to take it out and start cooking with it. For the salads, I do have an entire playlist on my channel where you can check out all of the salads and dips. So don't forget to check that out in the description box as well for all of the links. For Saturday lunch, I'm going to be serving the leftover fish from Friday as well as osvo. I do have a recipe for that as well in all of my Shabbat prep videos. And I'm going to be including a nishnash salad to go with the rest of the salads that I've prepped beforehand for Shabbat. For dessert, we're going to have some sorbet. It's always a great hit, especially now that it's so hot outside. Saturday night, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to serve the leftovers, the bahsh, the stuffed grape leaves, a soup, whatever we had on Friday, as well as including a minute steak with mushrooms. This is also something different that I've never made before, so hopefully I'll record it for you as well. Now for Sunday lunch, being that we're Sephardic Jews, our custom is to have meat the entire Shavuot except for breakfast. So like I showed you previously, I made a cheesecake, and that's basically what I'm going to be serving for breakfast. But being that Shavuot comes in right after Shabbat, where we're up to our ears with all of the meat entrees, I had an idea to make a dairy lunch, but to still serve meat right after, so that we could still fulfill the mitzvah and the tradition of having meat on the holiday. So for our Sunday lunch menu plan, I'm going to be making an herbed butter flounder with lemon and garlic sauce with a lot of dill and greens and garlic, and a sushi salad. I'm also going to be serving a French onion soup. I do have a video for that. It comes out amazingly delicious, and it can be prepped ahead of time. As an appetizer, I'm going to be serving my broccoli quiche, and I can also freeze that ahead of time, which is very convenient. Also, I'm going to be making bruschetta, so I'll have my toasted baguettes already pre-made, and I'll just have to make the bruschetta topping with the tomatoes and the feta and the parmesan, and it's just going to be beautiful, gorgeous, and absolutely delicious. As a main, I'm going to be serving penne alla vodka, which is always a hit in our house. For salads, I'm going to be making the salads that I released last week. They're gorgeous, so presentable, so pretty, and absolutely delicious. But I'm also going to be including a sweet potato oregano salad, which is basically just a garden salad that's topped with crispy, thinly sliced sweet potatoes, and it's just a gorgeous presentation and absolutely delicious. As right after our dairy lunch, I am going to be serving a deli roll so that we can be yotzei and so we can fulfill the mitzvah of having meat. So that's my loophole of having a dairy meal but including meat at the very end. For Sunday night, my plan is to heat up a brisket that I have made previously and frozen and add to that baby potatoes with garlic, butter, and dill. It's just so good. Obviously, it's not gonna be butter. Probably gonna be using some avocado oil, and I'm gonna be taking the baby potatoes first. I'm gonna boil it. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, tons of garlic and dill, mixing it all up. It's just so flavorful, so deliciously smelling, and it's absolutely delicious. It's gonna pair very nicely with the brisket. Finally, for Monday for lunch, we're gonna be serving all of the leftovers that we've had previously. Plus, I'm gonna make tabaka with French fries. Tabaka is a Russian dish where you take a chicken, butterfly it, and you use a heavy bottom skillet, and basically you add a little bit of oil, put the seasoned chicken on top of it, and let it get all nice and crispy. The skin becomes golden, delicious. Hopefully I'll record it for you one day. I won't be able to record it for you this time because it's going to be a holiday and we're not using any electronics on this holiday. So I'm going to be serving the tabaka with some deliciously thinly sliced French fries. And that is basically it. In terms of the baking that I'm going to be doing, I already made challah on Sunday and I froze it. I made my banana muffins and froze that as well. So I have a few other things to make. The cheesecake is actually in the oven right now, so if you hear a lot of noise, it's because my cheesecake is in the oven. Cheesecake actually can stay fresh pretty well for quite a few weeks, so I'm just making it, I don't know, 3-4 days before the holiday, so it's going to be perfectly fine. My husband loves baking, so he's going to be doing that on Friday because he's off. So that is it for the actual menu plan. Because this is a holiday that's coming in right after Shabbat, it gets a little bit overwhelming to plan out when you're going to be doing what. So of course I make my very handy dandy list. As you can see on the screen, I split it up from Monday through Friday, what I want to accomplish when. On Monday already I did the challah and banana muffins. On Tuesday I did a clean already of my upstairs. My husband did the shopping and I did the cheesecake. Chipsticks are basically chocolate chip cookies that you place onto a baking tray and cut into sticks instead of the actual cookie shapes, but I will do that a little bit later. On Wednesday, as you can see, I want to make my deli rolls, wrap up my grape leaves, clean my entire downstairs. I make my dips, make my broccoli quiche, mince a ton of garlic because we do use a ton of it, and I would like to clean my greens. On Thursday, it looks like a terribly overwhelming list, but I know that the people who are going to be coming and joining us are going to take a few items off of this list for me, so I won't be so completely overwhelmed. And on Friday, I'm just gonna take it easy, finish up my salads, make the guest beds, and prepare a 48-hour candle. The reason why we prepare a 48-hour candle and light it before Shabbat starts is that so that we are able to light our candles for Shavuot on Saturday night, and we can only do that if there is a pre-existing flame. So that's a helpful tip for any of you who might have forgotten that. I also create a shopping list for myself, and I do divide it between produce, dairy, meat and fish, and others, so that when I'm in the aisles, I'm not running around back and forth. I'm in the aisle of and I see exactly what I need to get from that specific place. Whenever I do have my meal plans, I usually keep them on my phone, but because this is a holiday that's going to span 3 to 4 days, I do tend to handwrite everything so that I can have it on my fridge so I know what I'm serving when. So that's just a helpful tip for me, not to get disorganized and not to forget what I need to serve or what I need to do. So it's very helpful for me to have it down on a piece of paper so that I'm much more organized and not scatterbrained on the actual holiday. I hope that all of you enjoyed these tips and tricks and menu guides and shopping haul. I hope you guys find it useful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. Shabbat Shalom, and have a happy Shavuot from my family to yours.